Okay, so the first thing is this is just a regular frozen crust. If a certain part takes too long, I'll pause it and then I'll come back so that you don't have a really huge long video. But anyway, so I take a fork and, well, crap. First pause, hang on. Lesson number 1, don't use a plastic fork, use a metal fork. Anyway, so you go around like this. You just want to make some holes in the bottom, and then you want to you got to hold it on the outside so it doesn't break the crust, or hopefully doesn't break the crust. You go around the sides all the way around. Okay. You want to make sure that you have a lot in the bottom so it doesn't bubble up. I don't know if you can see all that. I'm going to put this in the oven, 350, and I'm going to bake it till it's like light brown or whatever color you want it to be. I'm going to set my timer for about 10 minutes and I'll check it. All right. So you take this pot and you put in, I'm sorry, pause number 2, back, mixing bowl. You put in your sugar and my cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That was 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay. And 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Okay. And then I take a little whisk and I just kind of stir those together like that. You want to make sure they're good and stirred up together. I break up any of the pieces that might be in there. Okay. And then to this, I'm going to add 4 egg yolks. I usually do them one at a time. Just kind of break them up and stir. And there's another one. And then there's this one. You want to stir this up really good into this chocolate mix. So it kind of looks like chocolate pudding, I guess, sort of, already. Okay, see that? Okay, and then I take my milk and I go ahead and I add my vanilla to my milk. And then I pour about half of a cup into this and stir it all up. So I just kind of eyeball it about like that. And I stir it up. Okay, so stir it till it's kind of all mixed up and it's more of a liquid, I guess. Okay, get all the pieces up. And at this point in time, I'm going to move this over here for just a second. I'm going to take my pot. I don't want to hear anything. My metal pot. And I'm going to put in half a stick of butter or 4 tablespoons. There's one, and then here's the other 3. Okay, and I'm going to melt this over low heat about, I put it at about 4. And then I'm going to now I'm taking the remaining of my milk and I'm going to pour it into, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Pour the remaining milk into this butter after the butter has melted. I'm going to pour the remaining of the 2 cups into this pot. So I'm going to pause it a minute till this butter melts. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the butter is starting to melt. It's almost completely melted. So I'm going to now pour the milk into the butter. And then I'm going to take the chocolate that I have mixed up here. And I'm going to pour it into this pot with the milk and the butter. And I'm basically just going to heat this up until it becomes thick, like a pudding, a chocolate pudding. You do not want to leave this on here without, you want to sit and stir it like constantly, because if you leave it, the chocolate will burn. So I'm going to continue to stir this, and when it starts to thicken, I will be back. I've taken my pie crust out of the oven. It's brown, and I'm going to put it in my refrigerator to cool. Okay, so my chocolate is starting to boil, and it's getting thick, as you can see. I'm going to cook it a few more minutes until it is pretty well thick. I mean, I want it like pudding thick. So I'm going to keep stirring it so that it doesn't burn. I've got my pie crust, my cooked pie crust cooling in the fridge. And the reason why I do that is because it helps with the setting process whenever you add this filling to the pie crust. It will help with the setting process. Now, as you can see, it's really getting thick. It's pretty thick. So I think that's good. So I'm going to turn off my stove. Now, this is the next step that I do. I take a pot of ice and I put this on it. And I stir it because it will help to cool this down. Sorry, not sure what happened. So I have put my my filling on top of a pot of ice. I'm trying to cool it down quickly so that I can put it into my pie crust, which is in the fridge cooling. So I'm going to finish doing this. When it gets cool, I will be back to do the rest. Okay, my filling is completely cooled, but I'm going to leave it on this ice while I make the meringue. Now, for the meringue, I have 4 room temperature egg whites. I'm going to take a regular mixer and I'm going to turn it on high until this has the consistency of like whipped cream. Okay, so as you can see, when I do this, there's peaks that come up. That means that it's ready. So I'm going to now turn it on low, and I'm going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. So the meringue is done. Now I'm going to grab my pie crust. Which has been in the refrigerator for probably about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to put my filling inside of the pie crust. Kind of spread it around just a little bit. Can you see that? There you go. All right. And now I'm going to put my meringue on top of this. Give me just a second, I'm looking for a spoon here. All right. You want to make sure to seal the edges. So I just kind of dump all of it on there. And then I'm going to spread it out to the edges. So you want to take it and spread it out to the end, the edges here. All right, so it's all the way out to the edges. You can like make some designs if you want. Sometimes I will just take what I'm spreading it with and I'll do stuff like this, you know, just kind of make some little peaks on it. Okay, so now this needs to go in the oven until the meringue is a golden brown. I'll be right back. So it's browning up nicely. It's almost done. And the pie is done. And now I'm going to put it into the fridge to cool, and then I will probably wait till tomorrow to slice it. Hope you enjoyed my video. Just to let you know the ingredients, if you want to write them down, because I don't think I told you as I was making it. The ingredients are 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 4 egg yolks, and put the egg whites in a separate bowl so they can get up to room temperature. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of milk, 1/2 stick or 4 tablespoons of butter. And then for the meringue, you have the 4 egg whites, and you have 1/3 a cup of sugar. Thanks for watching. Bye.